All right. So explain this to me, Ms. Curtis. I was a little unsure about exactly what the relationship is between the two of you and Ms. Yell. It looks like you
The,
are all tenants in the same building. Is that right?
no, we live in a trailer park and there's no relationship other than she's just my neighbor that lives on the side of me
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay. So, and you say that she yells at night. Is she yelling at you, at Mr. Palaio? What's the
Uh,
story there?
yeah, in a passive aggressive type of way. She has come over to my house several different occasions, like screaming and yelling um, up at my door and accusing me and my boyfriend of weird things that are completely like unexpected. And um, she says things like we're trying to control her internet and her Roku and just random weird things like that. And she said she makes up stories about us trying to get us kicked out of here to my landlord and to the police. And it's just gotten out of control. And I've let it go for quite a long time now, and it's getting to the point where like I'm starting to feel kind of threatened, pretty threatened. And
Okay. How often does she come over?
well, she hasn't come over for I don't know what, a few months, maybe a few months probably at this point in time. But she does other things like calls the police on us and makes up stories and stuff. So and goes and makes up stories about us to the landlord, and it's all so like when I first moved in, she thought that I was sleeping with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend lives on the other side of me. He lives on one side, her boyfriend lives on the other side.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know why she thought that I was sleeping with her boyfriend, and which is not even close to the truth. And so that's kind of all what started it. Ever since then, she's had something out for me, and I don't know why. And it's just been like a whole I don't know. She's came over and apologized actually and like left notes and like gift bags of used clothes and used makeup and stuff and apologizing and um saying that she's bipolar and she's so sorry that she acted that way and whatever, and it won't happen again. And then I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. And then it'll happen, then she'll deal with something else and it'll happen again. And it's ridiculous. I just want her to leave me alone.
How long has this been going on?
Since I've lived here for what, over a year, almost 2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And it just seems to be getting worse. Like I don't even pay any attention to her at all. I don't have anything to do with her. I don't even think about her. And then she'll do something and say something crazy about me. And I just really want her to leave me alone.
Okay. Now you indicated in your petition that she threatens you. What does she threaten?
Yeah. Yeah. She's threatened. She'll be outside in the middle of the night, like screaming and yelling at how she's going to kick my ass and whatever. And just random crazy threats.
And you know it's directed at you.
Yeah,
How? Is she using her name, your name, or what is she
yeah,
saying?
yeah, for sure. Me
You-
and my
you-
boyfriend.
Okay. So she's directing it to the two of you,
Mm-hmm.
not just yelling at the moon.
No, like she's definitely is at us.
And you said that she threatened to use black magic. What do you mean by that?
So I found a phone outside in my backyard one time, and because she cuts through my yard to go to her boyfriend's, and so I found a phone out there and I didn't know whose it was. And so I looked at it to try to find out whose it was, and I went into the messages and I started reading some of the messages, and it was her talking to one of her friends about us and how she thinks that I'm sleeping with her boyfriend and she's gonna do some black magic spells on me. And I don't remember the details of it, but it was kind of scary, you know. And then we gave her phone back.
Okay.
I did take screenshots of all those.
And Mr. Palaio, do you have anything you want to add?
That's about it. I mean, just it's crazy. We don't have nothing to do with her. She's really.
Okay, but so if I understand correctly, it's been a couple months since she has come over to your property. Is that right?
Yeah, but she's done other things. Like she called, like a week ago, she called the police on us and had the police come out, and we weren't even home. I don't even know what she told them, but I saw on my cameras that the police were at my door, and I did some research and I found out that she had called them and some kind of type of disturbance, and we were at work. We weren't even there. So she made up I don't know what she said to them, but they came out and to my house, and I'm like, she does stuff like that, even though she doesn't directly come to me anymore. She does stuff like that, or she'll go to my landlord and tell him that I'm trying to control her Roku and stealing her internet and just weird random stuff like that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Yell?
Basically, I've never threatened or intimidated or made any verbal threats towards Rose. I've maybe had 3 conversations with Rose, and those conversations were over 2 years ago. And I apologized to Rose and resolved that issue. I feel that Rose is retaliating against me to purposely make me look out to be the perpetrator. And I'm not the one who's cussing her out or calling her names all night long. That this verbal abuse from Rose has been going on for the last 6 to 9 months. I'm not the one who's monitoring Rose or Gustavo's behavior. I have never bothered them or observed or monitored them or stalked Rose, nor have I ever verbally threatened or bullied or called Rose any names. I've been kept all hours of the night, being called a fucking bitch. I hate you. I'm going to kill you. I've had both Rose and Gustavo state to go kill myself, and I should have shot you already. I've had my Wi-Fi hacked into, and I had many disruptions, too many to count. Rose has kept me up for 4 or 5 days, making these threats over and over all night long. I couldn't call the police in fear of Rose's threats of retaliation. I did notify the manager of the park, and he advised me to file an anti-harassment order, and I told him I would think about it. Rose claims that I keep her up all night, but I sleep 12 hours a night, and I turn my TV down at 10 o'clock. And in the past, I've asked Rose to please respect my privacy, and her response was, "You think I'm up and jealous of you, bitch." Because of Rose's threats Rose has made towards me, I now feel for my own safety, and I've had to go through so much stress, strain, and mental duress. I'm exhausted, confused, and afflicted. I'm unable to cope with my daily life, and because of the situation, I recently signed up for counseling, and I've had 2 appointments. I missed 2. I've had to change my door locks 2 times, and I've changed my internet provider 2 times. I recently ordered home security to keep myself safe in this situation. It has cost me my finances, my health, and my safety. It's been a financial burden on me, and Rose has caused me strife and abuse for the last year. I've done nothing wrong but keep to myself. I don't get involved in neighborhood drama nor any of the neighbors, and I would like the behavior to stop. I just want peace of mind, and I'd like to be left alone and be able to live in solitude where I can have some kind of peaceful situation come to this resolve. I've had to put up some window on my windows because Rose and Gustavo were looking in while they were pretending to water plants. I've had to keep my windows and doors closed because of the constant eavesdropping. I feel like I have no privacy in my home. And basically, I know that Rose makes sure that when she leaves, that has Gustavo watch me and monitor me while I'm there, so I can't call 911 because she's accusing me that I'm calling 911 all the time on her for the last year. And basically, I've had to go to many medical appointments, and I've had panic attacks because of the situation. I live alone, and I don't have any friends or family to go through, so I live in fear and in trepidation. And basically, I felt like I've been followed on a number of occasions, but I've suffered so much mental distress because of this, and I've had breakdowns, and I just want the behavior to stop. But it's not me that's doing this; that it's Rose that's the one who's the one that's harassing me.
Right.
And I provide with you some statements from some family and friends, from Roger Yowell, and I provide a statement from Raina Pearson, Rita Nice, Miles Toll, and my neighbor Ramona Bear. And then I provided some documentations of my journals. And thank
All
you,
right.
Your Honor.
And Ms. Curtis, do you have anything else you want to add?
There's not one bit of truth to any single thing that she said. Not one single bit of truth. I've never ever even purposely talked to this lady in my life. Not once have I talked to her or had any. I don't understand why she even thinks this stuff about us, other than her thinking I was sleeping with her boyfriend. That's when it all started. And her boyfriend had told us on numerous occasions how she's crazy, and every single one,
She's off her medication or something like that.
and all of our neighbors will say how she's crazy and bipolar or whatever mental illness she's got that is paranoid about people. And she thinks that we would want, for some reason, to stalk her or even know what she's doing. I don't care about any of that. Like, she's of no importance to me. I don't even think about her. I never have. So all these are just delusions, and I would appreciate it if she got some help, because it's kind of affecting my life, and I really don't want anything to do with this drama. I don't have problems with any of my neighbors. So
Thank you.
it's honestly kind of sad if she really believes that kind of stuff. It's kind of concerning and sad.
All right, listening to the two of you, Ms. Curtis indicates that there had been a period of time in which Ms. Yowell was yelling at her, taking offense under the belief that Ms. Curtis had relationships with Ms. Yowell's boyfriend. That apparently, the direct contact from Ms. Yowell to Ms. Curtis apparently stopped a few months back. There's a concern by Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo that Ms. Yowell reports falsities to the landlord in the trailer park, and also has been calling the police and making false allegations, and leading to at least one stop by the police at Ms. Curtis's and Mr. Pelayo's residence when they weren't present. On the other hand, Ms. Yowell says, in fact, it's the opposite, that she's being harassed by Ms. Curtis, and then Mr. Pelayo watches her, and she feels under duress from the pressure they're putting on her, and has asked for a realignment of the parties. There was a temporary order issued in this case. I'm going to first indicate to the parties that this court, I don't have any authority to tell somebody not to call the police. I don't have any authority to tell them to not talk to the landlord. I don't have any authority to tell them to tell the truth. If Ms. Curtis or Ms. Yao is going to go to the landlord and say things that aren't true about Ms. Curtis and Mr. Palaio. We don't have the authority under this process to tell her not to do that. And we don't have any authority to tell her not to call law enforcement. It's up to law enforcement. It's up to the landlord to make the decisions they want to make and decide whether they want to listen to what Ms. Yao is telling them or not. So I'm going to find that Ms. Yao is not directly contacting Ms. Curtis and Mr. Palaio at this point in time. I will not enter the protection order. And the one temporary order will cease as of today. I will, however, make a record that Ms. Curtis and Mr. Palaio, Ms. Yao have made very clear that they do not want any contact from you. So they have the right to come back and refile this order if you contact them in the future. You are to, there's no order here, but you are well advised not to have contact with them since they have made very clear that they don't want to hear from you at all. And on the other hand, for Ms. Curtis and Mr. Palaio, Ms. Yao has said that she doesn't want to hear from the two of you. And she has the right to make that request and has made it. So Ms. Yao has the right to file a petition if she believes that you contact her over her objection to have contact. You both have asked for the very same thing, that is, leave me alone. So hopefully the two of you can live up to that. But as I've said, the court will not limit what somebody can say about somebody else and doesn't prohibit people from calling law enforcement or speaking to their landlord. That's something the court will not address. All right, I've signed a denial order. Thank you both.